This very serious legal case now, okay?
Oh, I'm much too busy reading books, Nora.
Okay, take care.
You bet.
And Democrat Joe Biden is getting some attention for his lagging campaign, but probably not the kind he wanted. During an interview with the Washington Post, Biden was trying to compliment the schools in Iowa when he said, quote, "There's less than 1% of the population of Iowa that is African American. There's probably less than 4% or 5% that are minorities. What is in Washington? It goes back to what you start off with, what you're dealing with." Jonathan Capehart is an editorial writer for the Washington Post. And Jonathan, do you find his comments offensive?
Nora, you know, the senator can be so articulate and almost graceful when talking about foreign affairs and foreign policy, but on this, he really tripped up. I was in that meeting. I sat sort of across from him, and when he said what he said, I actually couldn't believe it. It was offensive. I wanted to say to him, Senator, I just want to be clear. You're saying that I inherently come from a dysfunctional background and that my parents, my mother didn't read to me. So how does that explain how I got here, seated across from you?
I guess the phrase has been used with Joe Biden before that he can be inarticulate at times.
Inarticulate, certainly on this domestic policy issue.
Now, his campaign was very quick to issue a clarification, right? Almost the seconds after he walked out the door of that editorial board meeting, right?
Yeah, someone should have jumped in and spoke for the senator right after he said what he said. But yes, the campaign did issue a clarifying statement saying that the senator, I can't remember exactly what it said offhand, but saying that the senator didn't mean to say what he said and that it had nothing to do with race. Yeah. And it had everything to do with race.
I use the phrase that sometimes Joe Biden can be inarticulate because he once used the phrase articulate and clean to describe
yes,
Senator Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
We have that clip. Take a listen.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice-looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
How much of a problem do you think this is for him, Jonathan?
Which? The Obama
both
situation?
Of them. Yeah.
Well, you know, on the Obama situation, you know, as an African American, I can't tell you how many times I've been told, "Oh, you're so articulate," especially after being on MSNBC. But you know, he also got hit on using the word clean, and I understood what he meant by what Senator Biden meant by clean. Given at the time when this came out, he meant politically clean, scandal-free. But in this situation, what he said to us yesterday, it did shock a lot of us. So we sort of huddled and said, "Did you hear what I heard? Are you as offended as I am?" So I don't think this is going to be something that, you know, kills his campaign. I mean, the senator, as smart as he is and as bright as he is, I mean, he's not actually registering. He's not in the top tier of the candidates.
That's true. Jonathan Capehart, thanks so much for joining us. Good to see you.
You too, Nora. Thanks.
And I want to show you some pictures we just got in here at MSNBC. President Bush, of course, who's making a